Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Jobs180.com's Marketing Me live at Central Luzon State University. So, the Career Development and Employment Services Unit is officially opening the pre-employment webinar and e-job fair for 2019-2020 graduating students today with the theme Pursuing Career in the New Normal. So, this is in coordination with Jobs180.com with the objective of preparing students in their employment needs amidst the challenging times of the new normal. So today we will be joined by speakers from EBAR, Abstracting Company, and Cognizant. Before we start, may we please invite everybody for a short prayer followed by the national anthem.
Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, all creatures here below. Praise Him above, ye heavenly hosts. Praise Father, Son, and Holy
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Lupang Hinirang, tuyang ka ng magiting, sa manluluping, di ka pasisingil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit ang bangaw, ay hinatang tula, kawin sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na naghihingi, ang bituin at araw niya kailan, ang may di magtitingin, lumalang araw ng walhagin pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya ng kartay mga api, at mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Okay, welcome everybody. Ready na ba tayo? So by the way, I'm Shari from Academic Linkages. Hope that everybody is excited to learn new things today. As usual, please comment your name and school and course and type in your questions on the comment box so we can cover them later after the talk. So please don't forget to share this with your friends as well. But before we start, may we please ask for Miss Irene Bustos, Dean of Students, to give us the opening remarks. Miss Irene, are you there?
Hi, good morning, Miss Shari.
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am,
Good
thank you for
morning.
gracing us today. Ma'am, I hope you have a little bit of a opening po para po sa mga students na nakatune in na po sa atin ngayon.
Yeah, okay. So, first of all, I would like to greet you a very pleasant and blessed morning. Magandang umaga sa ating lahat. And welcome to this webinar, the first of a kind. Eka, ngayong ginagawa natin ito because usually we conduct pre-employment seminar for our graduating students, but because of the pandemic, we are now here for this webinar. First of all, allow me first to thank some personalities, especially our CLSU officials, for allowing us to do this. our President, Dr. Edgar Orden, our Vice President for Academic Affairs, si Dr. Renato G. Reyes. I would also like to thank you, jobs180.com. Kayo ay partner namin for several years now. Thank you so much for making this possible for us. And of course, I would like to thank the SIDESU head, si Mrs. Berna Binayog, and ang mga staff na tumulong to make this undertaking possible. Si Miss Gemma Gambito, si Miss Marcela Bagday, no, at iba pang mga OSA staff na tumulong. Thank you so much. And I would like to congratulate our graduating students in advance. Congratulations sa inyong lahat. You will be pursuing, sabi nga, yung ating theme, a career in the new normal. And with this webinar, makatutulong ito ng malaki sa inyo. Annually, we sponsor or we conduct a job fair. Pero ngayon nga, since this is not possible na magkaroon tayo ng face-to-face, we are doing an e-job fair sa tulong na rin ng ating partner na si jobs180.com. At dito gusto kong pasalamatan si Mr. Kim Chua. Kasama niya nga si Ms. Shari at kanina nandyan, at mamaya siguro makakasama natin si Sir Robert Palomar. Thank you so much, Jobs180. So, ang webinar na ito, ang pre-employment webinar na ito, normally we do a seminar face-to-face, will help our graduating students be equipped with the skills in selling themselves para sila magkaroon ng ma-employ sila. So, please, sa ating mga graduating students, I hope na kayo ay kasama natin ngayon. Makinig tayong mabuti at matuto sa ating mga speakers ngayong umagang ito. We wish you all the best of what life can give, no? Sabi ko nga kanina, sa umpisa pa lang ay may advanced greetings na kami sa inyo. Congratulations in behalf of the OSA family. Congratulations sa inyo lahat. And we wish na lahat ng natutunan niya sa CLSU, lahat ng mga ideas na i-impart ng CLSU sa inyo ay maisabuhay ninyo at maging modelo kayo ng mga susunod pang henerasyon ng mga graduates ng CLSU. With that, thank you very much. I welcome all of you and good morning.
Thank you for that, Miss Irene. So we are excited to start the
Yes.
activity for this morning. Maraming salamat din po sa CLSU para sa pag-promote ng activities na ito sa mga students. So thank you, ma'am. We will proceed
Thank you.
po. Salamat po. Alright, ang dami nagtatag sa friends nila. So baka makalimutan niyo po, please comment your name, school, and course, and type in your questions pag may tanong po tayo all throughout so we can answer them after the talk. So syempre, this project is launched to help people learn more about job hunting, applications, career. So today, we are hosting a webinar for our partner school, that's you guys, CLSU. So CLSU students, are you ready? Here is our schedule. So first topic, we are doing ResumeLink. So that will be discussed by our very own Sir Robert. Number 2, we are doing virtual interviews and work from home jobs. So that will be discussed by Cognizant. And lastly, we will be discussing gender equality in the workplace. So this will be discussed by EBAR Abstracting Company. For our first topic, Sir Robert from jobs180.com will teach you all how to create a resume link. So ito ang first step palagi bago magsimulang mag-apply. Okay? For the second topic, we will learn more about work from home setups, paano ba gumagana yung virtual interviews, paano po ba natin gagawin yung mga interviews na yon in the future. Okay? Next, we will be doing gender equality. So, bakit kailangan natin ito maintindihan? So, malalaman po natin yan mamaya. Okay? So, shout out to everybody who is here. Again, please comment your name and school as we go along. And babasahin natin yung questions mamaya. So, i-discuss din mamaya kung paano ba yung e-job fair. Okay? So, kilalanin po natin ang ating first speaker. Okay? Si Sir Robert, he graduated with 2 degrees from Ateneo de Manila University. That's AB Social Sciences and AB Interdisciplinary Studies. So he has previously worked in the Department of Education, CHED, and in an NGO. So he last worked as an HR specialist prior to working with schools. So Sir Robert, are you there?
Hi, hello Shari. Good morning.
Hi, sir. Kamusta?
Ayos naman.
Okay.
Ito, as usual,
Sir,
prepared for the talk.
Sir, gusto malaman ng mga students natin kung paano sila gumawa ng resume link, which I'm sure
Yes.
pinagawa sa kanila to before. So, i-check nila
Mhm.
ngayon kung tama ba yung nagawa nila. Kasi gagamitin nila
Okay,
yon
sige.
para sumali sa e-job fair. Okay? So,
Okay,
sir, if
sure.
you're ready, please share your screen po.
Okay, sige. Let me see.
Test it.
Sabihan mo kung okay na.
Sige, sir. Again, sir,
Okay na?
we will do this. You have 20 minutes to do this, and I will be back for the Q&A. So guys, if you have questions along dun sa presentation ni Sir Robert, pwede nyo ilagay dun sa comment box, tapos i-feature natin siya mamaya, itatanong natin siya. Okay? So, sir, if you're ready, the floor is
Okay,
yours.
okay na yung screen ko?
Apo, okay na po.
Okay, let's go.
Alright.
Okay. So again, good morning to all. I will be talking about ang ating resume link. Again, sabi nga ni Shari kanina, the resume link is our first step. Kasi walang company na mag-hire sa inyo na hindi kayo kilala, hindi alam kung anong background nyo. Ito nakalagay ang inyong background, and isipin nyo, ang dami-daming nagpapasa ng resume sa company. Ako mismo galing akong HR, maraming dumadaan sa akin na resume. So, sabihin natin pare-parehas yung course, pare-parehas yung content, sino ang ha-hire namin, sino yung interviewin namin doon. Hindi namin alam. Kung pare-parehas kayo lahat, mahirap mamili. But dito nga, gamit natin ang resume link, mas lilitaw kayo, gagamitin natin lahat ng opportunity para mas lalo kayong madaling makilala ng ating mga company na nag-hire. Okay? So, well, from the name itself, resume and link, so it's a personalized URL for your resume. So, link siya na, well, dadalhin sa inyong resume, sa inyong online resume. Sige. I will be turning the slide. So our first step is to register. So siguro naman, hindi na ako masyadong matagal dito dahil marunong kayo mag-register sa mga accounts. But first, you can go to schools.jobs180.com/CLSU. Tapos makikita nyo yung register dun sa page. Or sa jobs180.com, again, meron dong register now. And as mentioned, ang basic info, I am assuming yung dito sa account information, kaya nyo na siyang ma-fill up. Hindi naman masyadong mahirap fill up yung mga hinihinging info, except siguro yung later na i-discuss ko para mas lalo nga kayo lumitaw. Okay. But first, I want to discuss itong resume link. Resume link name. Yan. Makikita nyo sa ating screen na sa taas, merong mga hindi magagandang example, sa baba is ang recommended. Kasi itong resume link nyo, this is not randomly generated. Hindi ito yung pag-create nyo ng account, mga letters, numbers, yung type namin para mapunta sa inyong resume. Siyempre gusto natin madalian ang company na makita ang inyong info kapag binigay nyo ang inyong link. So, you had a choice na piliin kung anong name na gagamitin nyo. So, to be safe, gamitin ang pangalan. yourname.jobs180.com, tulad nitong sample sa baba. Sa sample sa baba is John Santos. We are assuming maraming John Santos dyan. Baka meron ng previously gumawa na account. So, you have to be a little creative para ma-approve pa rin ang inyong paggawa na account. Tulad nito, John Santos 01, John_Santos. Pero again, ang inyong creativity ay dito lang malilimit. Hindi tulad ng ating quote-unquote creative answers sa taas. So, of course, when you're going to register, you need a valid email. You know na sana kung ano ang mga valid emails nandiyan sa baba. Huwag niyo po ipagpilitan na valid email ang Facebook. Okay, sa pag-register natin, let us verify din ang ating mga account. Para dun sa mga nakagawa na before, huwag po kalimutan na important i-verify ang account. So, punta kayo sa email ad na pinang-register nyo. Meron doon click nyo lang ang verify now. Why? Kasi it's very important na verify yung account kasi kailangan nyo ma-retrieve ang inyong password if nalimutan nyo. Katulad ko, merong time na iisa lang password ko sa iba't ibang account. Hindi ko nalimutan ko na lahat. Ang naalala ko lang ang sa email ko. So at least yun na re-retrieve ko. Okay, now, naka-register na tayo. Meron na tayo account. Let us now show you kung paano best i-complete ang inyong information. Again, pwede kayo pumunta sa schools.jobs180.com/CLSU. Tapos makikita nyo dyan, next to register, which you've already done, ang login. Or schools.jobs180.com, meron din login dyan. So, kapag login, lagay nyo lang ang inyong address, password, and sign in. Tapos, let us now complete your profile and then huwag niyo kalimutan i-save sa dulo. So, let us start with yung inyong personal info. Ang makikita nyo dito sa screen ay ang inyong profile photo and then basic information about you. So, name, nationality, birth date, gender, civil status. Kung makikita nyo, merong asterisk because it's a required field. And tipin nyo, ang ResumeLink ay ini-introduce nyo yung sarili nyo professionally. So, yung first name, last name nyo, make sure na it is really the name said for you sa inyong birth certificate. Huwag nyo masyadong gamitin yung mga unique na nickname ng mga na binibigay sa inyo ng mga kaibigan nyo. Yan. Nickname is fine if that's how you want to be addressed. Pero, like, yung first name, last name talaga is kung anong kailangan. Safe is use yung birth certificate. And again, avoid yung super creative nicknames. Like ako, Palomar, Paloms, hindi ko lalagay yun dito. Bawal yun ilagay. Okay? So, mentioned earlier, kasama dito sa unang kailangan gawin ay ang profile photo. So, nandito ang recommended na profile photos for you. You have to be looking professional. You could wear professional clothing. Ang pinaka-minimum is that kailangan meron kayong collar at least kung talagang walang available right now na tulad nitong mga nasa screen, coat and tie, walang available, mahirap kumuha. At least wear something with the collar. And then sa profile photo, avoid yung mga sample sa gilid. That's usually what you use pagdating sa ating social media accounts. This is not a social media account. Just because na online siya does not mean na hindi siya kailangan maging professional, na you could be creative na to the point na lalagyan yung filters ang inyong profile photo. So, you need to be, paulit-ulit na ako, I'm sorry, professional. Kasi kailangan maalala ng lahat ito. Because I will be showing a sample later of people na hindi masyado naiisip kung gaano ka-important ang pagiging professional. Kasi siya dyan sa one thing to avoid sa profile photo, if makikita nyo dyan, if magpipicture kayo sa with the background, no, hindi naman kailangan white. Basta solid yung colors. Kung titingnan nyo yung dito sa good examples namin, hindi naman white lahat. Basta wala yung mga kung anong nasa likod, mga bubbles, stars, rainbows, hindi ko na alam. Pero kung magwa-white kayo, tulad nitong sa sample ko, huwag nyo gamitin ng white background, huwag nyo kayo mag-white polo, baka hindi masyadong maganda ang lalabas. Okay, so, personal info, check. Profile photo, which is included sa personal info, check. So, contact information, again, nilagay nyo na to kanina, and this is important, required, except for kung titingnan yung home number, work number, hindi siya required na field. Baka yung iba wala namang home number, and yung iba wala pang work number kung hindi pa nagtatrabaho. Yung sa mobile number, make sure na it is correct, it's always updated, kasi HR would contact you through your mobile number and email. Next, sa work. Kung titingnan nyo, dito muna tayo sa work options. Meron kayong i-toggle na yes or no. So, may option kayo. Halimbawa, tingnan nyo to. Willing to work night shifts? Yes ba or no? Kung yes, yung mga job na isa-search nyo dito, kasama yung mga may night shift. No, tanggalin na lahat. Why is this important? Well, based on experience, meron ako one time na na-interview ako. I think it was around maybe 4 or 5 p.m. So, kala ko, hintay lang nila matapos yung office hours nila. Apparently, it was for a night shift, and then I was not open at that time sa working a night shift. So, sayang naman ang time ko, sayang ni HR na going back and forth sa email and going through the entire interview process. So, better na simula pa lang na ma-address na natin to, which is kung anong important dito sa yes or no natin under work options. Sa ilalim, you could see work experiences. So, from the name itself, work experience. Gusto ko lang na i-remind or inform ang iba because we have some people asking us if kasama ba sa work experience ang part-time work. Sinasabi ko, yes, you should include part-time work even if hindi siya directly related sa work na gusto mo in the future. Sabihin ng iba, sir, di ko naman magagamit yan kasi wala naman yung kinalaman sa engineering, wala naman yung kinalaman sa nursing or kung sa anong course man nila. Iniisip nila, bakit ko palalagay yung part-time work? Well, part-time work will always show na you could do it at the same time as your studies. Pwede makita kung tumagal kayo, sabihin nila na, kaya nito tumagal, professional enough in a professional environment, kaya tumagalan ng ganito karaming months. So that is always a good sign. So again, kailangan kasi natin mag-stand out for whatever reason, and this is one good way for you to stand out. Next, education, schools. This is pretty straightforward. Kayo na may alam niyan. Dito sa baba, you could see seminars attended. Usually, schools, they organize seminars. Tulad nito, this is a seminar, online seminar. And then sometimes yung schools, throughout the stay nyo, iba-ibang seminar ang attendan nyo. Minsan naman, it's an organization thing, school organization, or kahit yung seminars outside. Ang parati ko sinasabi dito na if you are going to put seminars, well, make sure na, one, of course, nandun kayo. Number two is you paid attention enough para malaman kung ano ang content. Iba nandun naman, di naman nakinig. Nilagay seminar dyan. Paano kung tinanong ng HR, kumusta tong seminar, ano pinag-usapan dito? So, sayang naman ang opportunity na maglagay sana ng seminar na talagang alam niyo paano i-discuss, kaya niyo i-relate yung seminar, kaya niyo pakita kung bakit okay na nakapunta kayo sa seminar na to dahil magagamit ito sa job. So, kung naglagay kayong seminar na hindi niyo naman talaga alam pinag-uusapan, tapos sakto dun yung tinanong ng HR. So, alam naman natin kung gaano ka-awkward yung nangyayari pag ganun. Next, certifications. Keep in mind, hindi ito certificates. Certification siya. Certificate kasi pag seminar, bibigyan kayo ng certificates. Pwede yung isipin na certification yun. No, it's not. Kung titingnan nyo dito yung samples ay tayo sa civil service professional eligibility. Yan, I have that kasi required siya before for working sa government. But sa certification kasi usually you have to pass an exam. But for teachers, they have to pass the licensure exam for teachers. Sa mga engineers, ang kanilang board exams. So, kailangan nila ma-certify. So, it's not a certificate, certification. Next, for the achievements, kung titingnan nyo dito, nandiyan ang cum laude. Cum laude, yes, very good para sa lahat ang kung may achievement sila na academic. If nag-excel kayo, cum laude, Dean's Lister, very good, lagay niyo yan. That is a very good achievement. Pero para sa mga iba, they were wondering if limited lang ba sa academic achievement. Ang ilalagay nyo dito, no, that is not the case. Kung titingnan nyo, again, sa sample, mayroon dyan Student Leader of the Year and President for College of Business Council. So, pwede yung participation nyo sa organizations inside the school. Kasi nag-head kayo ng project. naging officer kayo, treasurer, secretary, whatever. Those are legitimate achievements. Sabihin ng iba, ay, wala naman akong pinalihan na org, diretso uwi ako after. So even achievements pagdating sa work mo sa community, even kung nag-part-time work ka, baka may achievement ka doon. So keep in mind, number one, hindi limited sa ACADS ang achievement, at number two, hindi limited sa school work lang. Sa school orgs, hindi. Pwede kayo lumabas. Next. Skills. Skills and languages. Sa skills, ang parati namin sinasabi sa aming mga viewers or sa mga nakikinig sa amin sa talk sa schools, ay ang lagay niyo rin yung skills na hindi directly related sa inyong course. Again, from the start, sinasabi ko, we need every little thing para mag-stand out. Kasi mag-add up yun in the end, and talaga magsa-stand out kayo kung ganon. Kung skills, ang parati kong example para maging super clear, medyo OA na hindi naman siguro ito ang isasagot nyo. Pero isipin nyo, ikaw ay culinary student, tapos ang ilalagay mo sa skill mo ay cooking. So si HR naman, assuming na, well, kaya ka naman pumasa ng culinary na course, kaya mo magluto. So again, lagay mo yung skill mo dito as cooking, hindi ka pa rin nag-stand out sa iba mong course sa culinary. Lahat naman kayo, sabi ni HR, marunong mag-cook. So, saan pa? Pwede nyo ilagay, again, ang skills outside, yung sa course nyo. Tulad nyo dito, tulad nyo nitong mga nasa sample dito, very common dito yung sa photo, video editing. Sabihin nila, ay, di mo naman gagamitin to sa trabahong ito, but it shows that you could be creative. You have the creative side. Express yourself. Yung iba, skills nilalagay dito na public speaking. Sabihin nila na hindi naman kailangan mag-speak publicly dito sa work mo, but it shows that you have confidence. So, maraming ibang pwede ma-reflect through seeing yung skills na meron kayo. Sa baba, nandyan languages. Lagay nyo, I'm assuming all or at least most of our viewers marunong ng Filipino and English. And you could be more specific sa Filipino. You don't have to say lang Tagalog. Pwede nyo maging mas specific. Again, kasi itipin nyo, I work for an NGO. And sa NGO kasi usually ina-assign kayo sa different areas. Kung Tagalog lang ang kaya ko sa Filipino, malilimit ako sa Tagalog areas. Pero kung nakita nila, ay, marunong siya nitong mga iba, mas maglilitaw to. Baka kung kinuha natin to, mas magagamit siya, mas marami siya mako-contribute sa company. Okay, references ang mga nilalagay nyo. Tapos i-contact ni HR, tatanungin kung ano ang inyong work ethic, kung kamusta ba kayo with your peers, kung masipag ba kayo or what. So references, wag nyo ilalagay ang number 1, ang inyong mga relatives, number 2, ang inyong friends. Well, napapansin din naman kasi namin, tinawagan namin, and then nakikita na hindi ganun ka-relevant or very basic lang ang nasasabi sa amin. Like, kung sabihin lang sa amin na yung usual words na hardworking, trustworthy, ganun. Well, we are assuming na ganun ang kaya sabihin ng inyong nanay at ang inyong kaibigan. Pero kapag halimbawa ang kinontak namin ang inyong professor or thesis advisor, meron silang mas mabibigay na info sa amin to, again, make you stand out. So, yun ang top 2 na i-recommend ko para doon sa students na hindi nag-work or yung iba kasi hindi nag-OJT. Ang professors at ang thesis advisor para doon sa mga may thesis. And make sure lang na tanungin nyo sila beforehand bago nyo ilagay, because yung ibang professors natin, marami masyadong student, baka hindi tayo masyado naaalala. Minsan naaalala tayo sa muka, minsan naaalala yung pangalan natin. So kung ipagsama natin yun, so sana maalala tayo. At yun ang ilalagay natin as reference. Again, sabi ko kanina, kung may part-time work, yung supervisor nyo, yun din kung nag-OJT, those are good references na pwede nyo lagay. Next, ang portfolio section. So ito ang one good advantage of having it online, like dito sa resume link. Kasi kung sa other na resume, kung hard copy, ang dami mong a-attach, or kung sa email, ang dami mong a-attach sa email naman na files. Ito dahil portfolio section siya, pwede nyo na i-attach lahat ng kakailanganin nyo. Kung dito sa mga samples na to, basic yung mga clearance, diploma, transcript of records, bakit okay na nandito na to lahat? Well, usual kasi na kapag HR, nag-apply kayo, si HR hihingin naman, can you send me this as well? And then send mo, how about this? Send mo, balik-balik. So kung nandito na lahat sa portfolio section, binigay nyo ang inyong resume link, makikita na agad yung content ng inyong portfolio. So hindi ito limited sa images lang, kasama din dito ang documents at ang links. So sa documents, ang magandang nakalagay dyan, usually nakikita ko ang writing samples, yung iba thesis nila nakalagay na dyan sa portfolio nila. So minsan kasi kapag sinend natin yung link lang, mas likely na mapansin to. Kesa kung naka-receive ka ng sobrang daming attachment, ako as an HR specialist before, kapag makakuha ako ng sobrang maraming attachment, parang hindi ko naman pagtsatsagaan na i-download lahat ng yun. But if nandito, nakalatag na lahat, mas mapapansin ko. And I mentioned earlier na pwede kayo mag-attach ng link. Sa link na to, pwede kayo na maglagay ng videos. Itong nakalagay na to is you could make selfie videos answering common interview questions. Tulad nitong video sample nito, although hindi ko siya mapapakita right now, ang sinasagot niya kung something about herself, telling something about herself and why she should be hired. So this is another advantage kasi si HR would have a better picture of you, will see na you could speak confidently, you could appear sa interview or in front of the camera professionally, how you can carry yourself in a professional manner. Okay, so kompleto na tayo sa ating profile. Assuming then na nilagay nyo na sa portfolio section lahat ng kakailanganin, lahat ng documents and links na gusto nyo ma-share. Naman tayo sa cover photo natin. So cover photo, one way for you na makita agad ang something about you ng unang tingin pa lang ni HR. Minsan kasi agad di tayo lilitaw from text lang. Minsan kapag text na maliliit, hindi pa natin mababasa ng maayos kung ikaw si HR. So ito, cover photo, isang tingin pa lang, may idea na kami sa applicant natin. Tulad nito, tinatanong usually namin to sa audience namin kung nagtotalk, most agree na ito ay about psychology. And then ito, kung titingnan itong cover photo na to, nakalagay sa side, journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. So ginamit niya yung photo to go along with yung text dito sa gilid to show that she is a goal-oriented person willing to work her way up the ladder. Okay, sinabi ko kanina yung mga hindi ginagamit ang ating resume link in a professional manner. Ito ang mga samples natin. Itong mga pa-mysterious effect dito. Profile photo, hindi ginagamit. Cover photo, siya, pero hindi nakikita. And then this one. This is another sample of someone not making use of the resume link to show herself na she could be working with the company. Ikaw si HR, ito yung una mong makita about this person, ang mare-reflect sa'yo ay hindi na siseryosohin ang trabaho. Bakit? Resume pa lang, hindi niya na sineryoso eh. Hindi na siya mukhang professional, mukhang ready to work. So kapag ako, isipin ko, hindi siya nag-effort dito pa lang. Mag-effort ba siya mamaya? Ayaw natin ma-doubt kayo ni HR. This is a sample of a resume link na kompleto na. Kompleto ang ating details. There. Okay, so makikita nyo kasi kanina sa mga lalagay nyong info is baka meron kayong mga details na ayaw nyo i-share publicly. Kasi kung ang resume link natin, sinare natin sa iba, makikita ang info na nilagay natin. Yun yung, well, that's an advantage of the resume link. Madali siyang mabigay and then madali tuloy ma-access ang inyong resume. Pero sa ibang nag-worry about this, you have privacy settings. So turn on and off yung mga gusto nyo i-share. Tulad na usually yung iba ayaw pakita, I guess, yung birth date, yung gender, civil status. Yung iba hindi ganun ka-comfortable with that. Yes, you can turn it off. And ang good thing about this is that real-time yung inyong update. So, if now, nag-decide kayo na gusto nyo may photo, and then bukas sabi nyo, ay, ayoko may photo, off ko bukas, and then, yan, hindi na siya makikita. So, real-time update on and off sa security settings. So, reminders lang, make it interesting, attractive, complete information, and significant. Huwag kayo maglalagay ng info na hindi naman kakailanganin, hindi naman gagamitin ng HR para makilala kayo sa kung bagay ba sila sa work. So, pwede na natin i-submit ang ating resume na kompleto na. Pwede natin siya i-send through email. Hindi nyo na kailangan mag-attach. Again, tamad din for HR na isa-isahin, i-download lahat ng attachments. So, by clicking the link, makikita ko na kung anong attachment ang gusto kong i-download. You could also use it para mag-apply mismo sa Jobs 180 site. Log in ka lang, and then you search for your career, search for a company, and then submit. Meron kayong submit resume link dyan. Hindi nyo na kailangan i-fill in kung ano pang details, diretso ng resume link nyo sa kanila. So yan, searching jobs. This one is my dashboard right there. And then, yan, makikita ko yung available jobs, and then makaka-apply ako. Pindutin ko lang ang submit resume link. Okay, para dun sa iba na gusto pag lumalabas meron pa ring hard copy, okay, ginawa na namin madali for you. You just have to click in ito sa side of your dashboard, and then madali nang maayos, automatically naka-layout na siya. Kailangan nyo na lang taga-i-print. You could also apply using cards. Usually, ginagamit kasi ito sa physical na job fair, but maybe in the future, meron din kayong dala. Ang nakalagay lang dun sa card ay ang inyong name and resume link. Gusto nyo maglagay ng other details, okay. But kasi sa job fair, hindi naman babasahin ng inyong hard copy ng resume all throughout. So, pwedeng itabi and then type yung resume, and then that's it. Makikita naman na ang lahat ng info na kakailanganin from you. Sa job fair, or sabihin natin may nakasalubong ka, gusto mo pakita yung resume, you could log in, or you should go browser lang, type mo lang ang inyong resume link. Hindi nyo kailangan mag-log in para ma-view ang sarili nyong resume link para ipakita sa iba. Okay, key advantages, privacy, again, on and off nyo ang mga gusto nyong ma-share. Number 2, speed of hiring. Mas lilitaw kasi kayo, flexibility when it comes to printing. Cost efficiency, again, printing. Kung nag-print kayong cards, mas marami kayong mapiprint kaysa sa isang page lang. Also, madali siya i-share. Kasi link nga lang siya. I-click-click lang, madali i-copy-paste sa kung ano-ano. Hindi na kailangan mag-download ng kung sino-sino, click lang. So, advantage yun. Yung iba, madaling, kung mabagal ang net, minsan mahirap mag-download yun. No need for USB or hard drive dahil naka-upload na lahat sa portfolio section nyo. Hindi na hiwa-hiwalay ang inyong files sa iba-ibang pieces. No need to save in MS Word and have multiple copies. Hindi nyo na kailangan save ng save. Hindi na kailangan gumawa ng resume link. Resume, Robert Palomar resume, Robert Palomar resume edited, Robert Palomar resume edited version 2, so on so forth. So, yan, mapapadali ang ating buhay dyan. To answer common interview questions, yung sa giving resume link to companies who do not know, jobs180.com, yes, pwede nyo ibigay siya kahit kanino, lahat naman siguro, marunong gumamit ng browser, marunong click ng link, marunong mag-type ng link. So, makikita pa rin nila ang inyong resume. Again, di naman kailangan nakaregister si kahit na sino para makita ang content na inyong resume link. So, is it the same as other job sites? Same in the sense na you could log in, apply using our job site mismo, but yung Main difference is that, again, nandun yung public resume link na nakokontrol nyo. Kung may babaguhin din kayo information, mag-update siya immediately. Last, information security, again, turn on and off ang kailangan nyo gawin. Kasi compare, halimbawa, kung binigay nyo ang resume nyo sa company through email, and then naisip nyo, ay wait, ninalagay akong ayokong makita. No way na mababawi nyo na, unlike sa resume link. How often should you update? Update nyo siya every time may information na magbago. Hindi siya depende sa set period of time, every month, every 3 months, every 6 months. Nope. It's when may magbago na update. Okay, so thank you very much. That's it for my talk. Please like us on Facebook. Ask us any questions there. I think we will be having a Q&A, pero kung meron ako hindi na-cover or if you have a question na papasok sa isip nyo way after this webinar, pwede nyo kami contact here. So thank you.
Alright, thank you, Sir Robert. Sir, may question po tayo.
Yes,
From
go.
Jefferson Magnayon. Pwede po ba ilagay sa job experience yung SPES, that is Special Program for the Employment of Students?
Yes,
So
yes.
si
Well,
SPES yung tie-up ni Peso or ni Dole, LGU sa mga private companies. Yeah.
yes.
Sir, pasagot naman.
Ako mismo, may nakasama na akong SPES, from DepEd. Meron kaming mga tumutulong sa amin doon. So yes,
pwede yan,
those
guys.
are very good experiences. Ako mismo alam ko kung anong ginagawa nila, anong ginagawa namin para tulungan sila, ano ang sinasabi namin, oy baka matulungan nyo kami gawin to. So hindi lang siya Xerox. Meron pang ibang
Good job
ginagawa.
yan.
Alam ko yan,
Yung
alam
mga
din yan ng iba.
SPES graduates.
Lagay
Good
niyo
job
yan. Yes,
Sabi
very
ng
good
experience.
question and yes, lagay niyo yan.
Alright, next question, sir. Yung national certificate po ba, pwede yon ilagay sa certification? From Emmanuel
Certification, yes, and CT, yes, lagay niyo 1, 2, whatever, lagay niyo yan. You are certified yan, very good question. Hindi niyo yan nakuha ng walang pinapatunayan na certified kayo na gawin to. Hindi lang kayo nag-attend ng event at kumuha ng certificate. Talagang pinatunayan nyo na deserve nyo to. So lagay niyo yan, yes.
Alright. Last question, sir, from our audience, from Crystal Labarda. As a graduate without a totally walang work experience po, what can you best recommend to improve our resume?
So, sorry pa ulit, Shari, nag-lag sa akin. What can you best?
Wala po siyang work experience. As in totally zero work experience. So, paano niya po mapapaganda yung resume niya?
Okay, so, well, that is, of course, one main advantage ng ResumeLink kasi makikita again yung skills. Sabihin natin lahat kayo fresh grad, pare-parehas kayo ng content, pero dahil skills, makikita na merong iba sa skills nyo. And then, doon sa ating cover photo, again, ma-express nyo agad sarili nyo. Portfolio section dyan, pwede rin papasok ang paglagay ng, halimbawa, writing samples, maglilitaw din kayo dyan. And then, every little thing, gusto natin i-maximize ang ating opportunity para mag-stand out. Kasi again, fresh grad, I know yung experience na kung
may mga nasalihan silang org. Ganyan, si
yes, organization.
Kung member sila ng church, so may ginawa silang project sa church, kasama na yon, part na yon.
Yes, lahat yon. Kasi that will show na you can do things aside from studies. At the same time, sinasabay nyo pa actually siya sa studies. So plus points yon parate. Not just part-time work, pero pati yung volunteer nyo, participation nyo sa community. Yes, important din yun.
Sir, last na po, sir. Can you please tell them how to join the e-job fair for CLSU?
E-job fair for CLSU, well, important of course is that you will be having your resume link and then, sorry, may ano pa ba, Shari, dyan, link mo
It's
for?
schools.jobson80.com/CLSU. Nakikita nyo nagpa-flash sa ilalim yan, guys. Pupunta kayo doon.
That's what I was asking for.
Nagpa-flash sa ilalim, di ba? Ayan. So, pupunta kayo doon. Pwede kayong gumawa ng resume link doon. Makikita nyo po yung mga posting ng companies natin. Nandun po sila. Pati yung mga preferred partners ng school ninyo, makikita nyo rin doon sa page na yon. So, doon kayo pupunta. Pag may nagawa kayong resume link, dire-diretso na kayo mag-a-apply. So, bakit siya tinawag na e-job fair, Sir Robert?
Well,
Kasi,
E and then job, electronic, job, fair. So, kasi alam naman natin na hindi tayo capable na physical na job fair tulad ng dati. So, taking advantage
pag
of
nag
kung anong meron tayo, yun na lang,
Oo, pag
electronic
nag-apply
na lang.
kayo diyan, ibig sabihin, yung mga companies tatawagan kayo or magsi-schedule sila ng virtual interview. So diretso po. Parang nagja-job fair po tayo, pero ngayon po online po natin siya ginagawa. Okay? So, sir, sorry, wala na po tayong time. Sir, I will
Okay.
moving on. Thank you po, Sir Robert. I will be moving on to our next speaker po. Salamat po, sir, ha? Alright. So next speaker is from Cognizant. So our speaker is Miss Janet Lee-Jodloman. She is Deputy General Manager for Training for Cognizant Academy. She's been with Cognizant for 6 years, and prior to Cognizant, she was a training, quality, recruitment, and performance consultant for various BPOs in the country. So she is a HR learning and performance manager for a financial company. She was a training lead for the financial and technical business units of e-Telecare International. Yan. So, yan si Miss Janet. Miss Janet, if you're there, can you please join us? Ayan. Hi, ma'am.
Hello, good
Glad to have you
morning.
back po.
Can you hear
Welcome po
me?
ulit. Kasama po kayo namin ulit dito sa mga talks na ganito. The last
Yes.
time po was for Trinity. So this time, it's for CLSU. Yan. So ma'am, our viewers, most of them will be fresh graduates, batch 2020. So kung pwede tulungan niyo po sila paano po mag-interview, paano po yung work from home setup, kung paano po sila magiging eligible. So yun po. So I'll give the floor to you, ma'am. Please start sharing your screen. To people who
Sure.
have not yet commented, please put in your name, course, and school. Open po to sa kahit anong school. Lagay lang po natin sa comments. And then, put in your questions para ma-address po natin ni Miss Janet later. Okay? So, Miss Janet, let's start sharing your screen po.
Can you see my screen now?
Wala pa, ma'am.
Okay, hold on.
Sige, ma'am. And guys, if you want to check out Cognizant, nandun din po sila sa list ng CLSU partners. So, makikita niyo po siya doon sa link na schools.jobs180.com/CLSU. Okay? Alright. Ms. Janet, are you okay na po ba tayo?
Okay, let me know if you can already see my screen.
Wala pa, ma'am. Ayan, ma'am. It's loading.
There you go.
There you go. Alright. Ma'am, I'll leave you po. I'll be back in 20 minutes to cover the Q&A later po. Alright. Thank you,
Sure.
Ms. Janet.
Okay, thank you. Hello and good morning to everyone. First of all, thank you, Jobs 180, for inviting me today. Again, it's a pleasure to be talking to all of you. And I hope you'll learn something from me. And as they mentioned, I am the Deputy General Manager for Cognizant. And welcome. Okay, so today I'm going to talk to you about virtual interviews and home-based jobs. So in the program earlier, it talked about work from home jobs. So, I'll be talking about those two things actually. So let's start. Ready na kayo? Okay. All right. So there are two things that you need to remember, okay? When you're doing virtual interviews, whether it's virtual or online or face-to-face, it's almost the same, right? But of course, there's a different kind of preparation when you're doing online. So let's start off with some tips that you need to remember, especially before you even start your virtual interview, okay? So of course, first of all, you need to prepare your equipment. Most companies, we do understand actually that not everyone would have like a good working laptop or computer at home. Some applicants or some students will just use their cell phones, which is fine. Okay, if you have a smartphone, that's fine. You can use that. But what's important is you check, okay, number one, the stability of your internet connection. Now, we also understand that not everyone will have Wi-Fi at home, or not everyone will have a very stable connection. So I suggest even before you start your interview, interviews are usually scheduled anyway. nakaschedule naman yan. You should know when the recruiter will call you, okay? You need to agree on a time and date. So if you know that, prepare na, right? So check your internet connection. If you don't have a stable connection, look for a relative, okay, or a kapitbahay, a neighbor who can help you. So you can use their Wi-Fi at least during the interview, okay, and make sure, okay, to check your phone, okay, your audio and your video, okay. Some phones are have great video or cameras. That's good, but if you don't have a very expensive phone, which is fine, not everyone does. I don't have a very expensive phone, right? That's fine, but as long as you check, okay, because at least you can see if it's clear enough, especially if the audio is clear. So dapat naririnig kayo ng interviewer, and dapat naririnig nyo din sila. Okay, so that's why you need to check it beforehand. You can actually ask a friend, okay, or a family member, to do a virtual interview test with you or a mock interview with you using your phone, so you can check. Okay, now, of course, it doesn't always happen like, people will call you and there's no video necessary. It's just through the cell phone. But virtual interviews usually happen using the camera. And there are a lot of software or applications that you can use. So some of the common software or applications are, okay, I'm not sure if you're familiar with these logos. Okay, of course we have Teams or Microsoft Teams, and then the very popular Zoom, and then there's WebEx, okay, and then there's also now Google Meet. Okay, so if you don't have any of those, make sure you have at least one of those, because these are the common applications that most companies use. So if you receive an invite, a company would like to interview you virtually, usually it's through Teams or WebEx or Zoom, then you should have that application. Most of these applications are free, so huwag kayong mag-alala. Okay, but of course, for some freeware, there's a limit. Sometimes it should be less than an hour. Okay, so just be ready with that. Okay, which is why you have to prepare for your interview. Okay, so you need to have all your equipment checked, make sure they're working, and make sure you have the necessary software or applications. Okay, that's the first. Okay, now, what else? Before the interview, prepare your stage. Okay, so dapat, like here, for example, I checked my background. Okay, there should be sufficient lighting. Okay, like in my case, I had to have a lamp in front of me so you can see my face, right? And then choose a background that's not very dark or not very light or not very colorful. Avoid crowded areas. Okay, sometimes, of course, when you're doing this at home, nasa bahay ka, daming bata, or mga kapitbahay mo maingay, right? So choose a place where you can be a little bit more, private, where you can hear the recruiter or your interviewer properly, and where you can also speak more openly, and you'll be more comfortable. Okay, there shouldn't be any, background noise. Or if you can see the picture in the middle, the one encircled, children will come in and out of the room. If you're moms or if you have younger sisters or brothers, that might happen. So make sure you warn them ahead of time that, okay, please do not disturb me. I have a call, and I'll be talking to my recruiter or someone. So please do not enter the room or something like that. Okay, so you need to prepare for that as well. And avoid doing the interviews while you're in bed. Okay, a lot of people would say, okay lang anyway. They won't see it anyway. I'm in my pajamas. That's fine. But you want to look prepared, and you want to look confident and ready, and you want to look like you're really you really want this job. It's not like I'm so lazy and I'm on my bed lying and I'm talking to you. Don't do that. Okay, and even if you're on the couch, nasa sala kayo, okay lang yun, as long as you watch your posture. Okay, make sure iplano mo yung stage mo, the lighting, the sound, check everything. Okay, that's number 2. All right, and of course, as I mentioned earlier, use a professional virtual background. For most of the applications I shared earlier, yung Zoom, yung WebEx, meron silang ginagamit na virtual background that you can choose from. Okay, so this is what you should not use. Okay, if you can see my slides, di ba? Very colorful. Okay, it's fine if you're probably having a Zoom meeting with your friends or with your family. It's fun, right? But not for a professional interview. Okay, avoid backgrounds like this or even the outfits that you see there. Okay, and you have to also watch out. Okay, because depending on the clothes that you wear, sometimes this is what happens. Okay, the background actually shows on your shirt, okay, instead of in the background. So be careful. That's why you need to check. That's why you need to practice ahead of time. So you don't want to keep, manipulating your computer just to adjust, right? You don't want any distraction when the interview starts. Okay, so this is something that you might want to consider. If you notice, I also used white background, but of course, it doesn't necessarily have to be white. It just has to be clean, meaning, you can use like a curtain to cover things that you don't want seen by your recruiter. That's fine. As long as it doesn't look cluttered, yung masyadong magulo, masyadong madaming nangyayari sa likod mo, right? Or you don't see people walking around behind you, your family, your siblings or whoever, or your neighbors, right? So it has to be like really, just quiet, okay? Not too much noise, okay? So there. And of course, plan your shots. Practice your frame or camera angles. So if you can see the pictures on the screen right now, especially if you're using your cell phone, right? Sometimes your tendency for us is to do this, like you're talking to someone and your cell phone is right under your face. So what happens is, right, yung picture dyan sa yung girl, right, yung may X, ganun yung nagiging view, right? So sometimes yung nostrils mo ang nakikita. So you don't want that angle. So you practice your angle and make sure that, your full face is seen, not too much background is seen as well. And you're not too close to the camera so that it's just your nose there. Okay. So if possible, if you're using your cell phone, put it on the table. Okay, have a stand, a stable stand where you can put it on so that it's not moving. Okay, and then so you can just look at it and project while you're talking. Okay, make sure it's stable. You don't want it falling while you're talking. All right, so practice your frame and your angle. Of course, you have to face the camera. You don't want to talk to your recruiter this way or that way. So you have to make sure that you're facing directly, okay, to the camera. Okay, so that's number 2. All right, now whether it's virtual or a live or face-to-face interview, before you even start your interview, you have to know something about the company that you're applying to. Okay, research about the company, know about the company, what business they have, like especially, for example, for the likes of BPOs like Cognizant, you need to know what types of accounts do they have that I can be part of, right? And in terms of growth, how what is the size and the presence of the company? Are they globally present? Do they have branches or offices in different global sites, etc.? Because that's how you know how stable the company is. And of course, you'll have to also check the people, the kind of people they have. Because most of the time, recruiters would also look for the personality that will match, the culture or the people within the company. And of course, they will ask you why you apply to that company, or you're applying rather to that company. You should know something about it. You can't just say, well, my friend just told me to apply, period, right? It means if you say something about the company, it means that you're really interested, that you really want to be part of it, because at least you researched and you know what the company is about. Okay, so do that even before the interview. Okay, ask people. Okay, Now, Robert earlier was talking about some tips, okay, in terms of your email address, your resume, okay. This is something about that. You need to ensure your professional virtual identity. Diba? Lahat tayo may Facebook, you have your email address, whether it's Yahoo or Gmail or whatever. Sometimes we have email addresses that are written this way. Diba? Yung hotchicks at hotmail.com. Okay. Lazyboy at ymail.com. Okay, that's fine if you're emailing your friend. Okay. But if you're sending your resume to, an organization and you want to look professional, you don't want to use email addresses like this. So I suggest have a separate email address, a more professional sounding email address. Basically, it's okay to just use your name or your initials. Like in my case, my name is Janet Hodloman. I can just say J Hodloman, or I can say JJ at whatever. That's fine. Okay, if you don't want to divulge your name, but don't use things like this. Okay, it doesn't look professional at all. Avoid that, guys. All right. Now, another way for you to prepare at least before the interview, as I said, we have Twitter, we have all those social media accounts. You have to check your media presence. Companies now check. Okay, we're not stalking, but let's face it, these are all public, applications, or everything is public. If you're on Facebook, if you're on Instagram, if you're on Twitter or TikTok or Behance, okay, your profile is public. Okay, companies now actually even hire using Instagram, like for artists. My daughter is an artist, so artists sometimes, when companies hire, they look at your Instagram profile and see what kind of posts you have. For other companies, they also look at your Facebook account, because we want to see, like, in terms of your activities, are you active? Are you, what kind of person you are? Because we can't meet you face to face. Your Facebook account tells a lot more about you, your personality, right? So be careful what you post on Facebook, what you post on Twitter or Instagram. It's open to the public. People can see it. So make sure you check all your social media accounts even before the interview, because the interviewer or the company that you're applying to might just check, okay, your social media accounts. All right. So careful. Now, let's talk about what you need to do during the interview, the actual interview. Now, as I said earlier, whether it's a face-to-face interview or online, diba, you have to always dress up, look and sound professional. Okay. A lot of people would say, okay lang. They know that I'm at home, so it's fine. Nakapambahay ka, naka-t-shirt kang sira-sira, maluwag yung neckline, nakabagsak. No, please don't do that. Okay. Especially because you're applying for a job. Okay. So don't look this way. Sorry po, kakaligo ko lang and you have your towel on your head. Okay. Don't do that. If you see the other two pictures there, okay, that's fine. You only need to show your upper body anyway. So wear something. You don't have to wear a coat and tie. At least something with color, okay, and then something well ironed. Okay, hindi kita yung mga mancha-mancha dyan or whatever. Okay, just look professional and ready. Okay, you can wear your pajamas or your shorts, but you don't have to show that. Just be careful that you don't stand up, okay, so that they will see you wearing something else. Okay, just make sure that you look prepared. Because if you look that way, that means you're really interested, you really want to get the job, and that you're responsible enough to dress up and prepare. Okay, so that's very important. All right, sound professional as well. Okay, now, when you sound professional, you need to apply KISS. What is KISS? KISS. It means keep it short and simple. Okay. When interviewers or recruiters ask you a question, try to find out, okay, what information does she need or does she want? Just go straight to that point. Don't beat around the bush. Okay, we have interviewed people in the past, and most of the time, your recruiters will ask you, okay, tell me something about yourself. And then people will start saying something like, my name is Janet, I am from this school, I graduated that. Those things are already on your resume. So even before the recruiter and you met online, they should have at least browsed through your resume. And if that information is already there, you don't need to mention them when you're asked about yourself. Keep it short and simple. Go to the meat. What is great about you? Sell yourself. Okay, like, tell me something about yourself. Well, I am a very social person. I like meeting people. I like, depending on the type of job that you're applying for. Okay, highlight the things that you think should be applicable and should be beneficial, especially if you get the post or if you get the position that you want. And keep it straight, keep it short, and keep it simple. Okay? Now, use professional language, please. You don't necessarily have to speak in English, di ba? Especially if you're not applying for a BPO, that's fine. Um, the tip is, if you start your sentence in English, make sure you finish the sentence in English. Don't switch in between. Now, if you can't speak straight English, that's fine too. Start and end your sentences in Tagalog, as long as you don't use, very jologs language or Jejemon language or slang for that matter. Okay, keep it professional. You choose your words. That's why you need to practice, guys. Practice. Okay, sound professional. Now, of course, if you're applying to a BPO organization like Cognizant, it's best if you can speak in English. Okay, you need to practice, guys. Practice your English. Whether it's a BPO company, if you want to apply to like a global or a company that's worldwide, that has worldwide presence, then you should speak English at least. Okay, so practice, practice, practice. All right, watch your posture and your body language. Okay, so sometimes you get too relaxed. You're talking to your recruiter and you're like, no po, kasi po, no, no. So please don't do that, okay? Or you get too relaxed and sit back on the chair. Don't do that. And avoid scratching your head or scratching your armpit, especially. Okay, just watch your body language, watch your posture. Do not sit back and too relaxed this way, because that means like, you know, yeah, I'm just cool, but I'm not really that professional. So sit up straight, smile, okay, and then make sure that your body language is not too much, okay, and keep it all professional. All right. All right. So there are many other things that you need to remember, of course, but those are the basic things that you need to remember when you're doing virtual interview. Okay. Now, let me talk to you about some home-based jobs. Now, the difference between, let's say, work from home and home-based, of course, they are basically almost the same. When you're home-based, you work from home, right? But some home-based jobs are more permanent. Like most jobs, when they say it's home-based, it's like, yeah, from the time that you start until the time that you finish your job, you will be at home. And you need to have all the equipment. You need to have the internet connection. You need to have a strong Wi-Fi connection. You need to have good laptop or computer if you're doing home-based jobs. And sometimes you also need a good phone to do that. Okay. Now, some jobs, some home-based jobs rather, are also what offered as project-based, meaning it's not stable. Sometimes you have a project, sometimes you don't. So that's the difference. These are home-based jobs. Some companies like Cognizant now, we do work from home only because of the situation we're in. but it doesn't mean that we'll be working from home forever. Okay, but of course, it depends on what happens in the future. But some home-based jobs are really just work from home all throughout. Okay, so let's talk about that home-based jobs. There are a lot that you can choose from. Some of the most common that you will see in the market are the ones that I have here. Okay, so you will see, for example, home-based jobs that require you to encode data or to analyze data. If you're, you know, you're taking up a course on education, then there are a lot of online teacher courses or online teacher opportunities rather. You can be a tutor, you can be an English teacher. Okay, so that's one. Another one is virtual assistant or secretary. All you need to do is, schedule, liaise with different people, and make sure that you fix the schedule of your boss online, and many other things, right? You need to probably research and do a lot of other things for your boss as an assistant or a secretary. Okay, and there's also the audiovisual or multimedia content creator, okay, or animator even. Okay, um, this you can do especially if you're an art student or if you're into multimedia, or maybe even if you're IT, that's fine, right? So you can create these content at home and then send it to your to the company that hired you. You can do this either freelance or you can do this on a regular basis as a regular employee of an organization. So most of these jobs are offered either as a full-time job or as a part-time job. Okay, so similarly, many contact centers, just like Cognizant, also offer home-based jobs nowadays, and most of them will be on or about customer service, where you will take or make calls and assist customers, and then technical support, again assisting customers on technical issues, and of course sales. Okay, so these are some of the very common home-based jobs. Depending on your course, depending on your interest, there are a lot out there. Okay, so choose the one that you think will best, suit you, and where you can excel. Okay, now this is the last slide. Okay, let's just talk about the advantages and disadvantages of home-based jobs. Okay, of course, everything in life will have both advantages and disadvantages. Let's start with some of the advantages. Okay, ano ba yan? Ano bang maganda sa home-based jobs? Okay, of course, obviously, less travel. You don't need to go to the office, especially if you need to travel, go through traffic. And if you don't need to do that, that means you have less expenses. Hindi mo na kailangan magpamasahe, right? Meaning wala ka ng pamasahe. And less stress, especially if you're driving or if you need to take the bus or you need to take the MRT or LRT. You don't need to do that. Okay, so that's one great advantage. And if you're working from home, there's more time with the family, right? You're just there with the family. Everyone's there. It's like, ooh, happy family, but you're working. Okay, so you have more time. And then you also have more time for personal stuff. Like you can, okay, during your break, probably, of course, you still have your breaks, even if you're working from home. You have your 1 hour lunch or 15-minute breaks here and there. Then you can do other things that you think you need to do at home, right? You can, because you're using your personal computer, maybe, then you can watch videos. And like in the office, you can do that. Okay, a lot of other things that you can do. You can exercise, which is one of the things that you must do when you're working from home. Okay, so stretch, 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 because you're comfortable. And another advantage is comfortable or flexible working hours. Okay, some people, like in my case, for example, even if I'm expected to do a 9-hour shift, I usually log in the morning to check my email, and then I log out sometime during lunch because as a mother you need to prepare lunch, you need to do some household things or household chores, and then I log back in again sometime in the afternoon, and so on, as long as I clock in and as long as I have 9 hours of work. So that's very flexible. And then, of course, your workspace is comfortable because you need to, you get to choose, okay, I would like to have my table or my laptop there at the corner, and I'll have my own personal space, and you can decorate your workstation more comfortable, more personalized, and you can move around. Actually, you want to go to the first floor if you have two floors. Okay, you want to go outside in the garage, then you can do that. Very flexible workspace. It's fine. Those are just a few. Marami pang mga advantages, but these are the most common. And of course, merong ding disadvantage. If we're saying that less expense to travel, minsan it's also the other way around. Higher electricity consumption, especially if you have an air conditioning unit that you want to use the whole day, because during the day sometimes sobrang init sa bahay, and you can't stand it, napipilitan kang mag-on ng aircon mo, or sometimes dalawa yung electric fan na nakatapat sa'yo, or sometimes your computer is also um, something that needs fan as well. So you need to have that too. So minsan yung ilaw dapat nakabukas lagi. So electric consumption is also, yeah, heightened, or yeah, bloated. Okay. And of course, because you're at home, yeah, you have more time with the family, but there are also a lot of distractions. Diba? Like in my case, I was in a meeting the other day and I had to pause kasi may dumating the delivery. Okay. Or may phone call, or, if you have kids at home, little kids, sometimes they would come to you, right? And they would say, mommy, mommy, or ate, ate, more distractions. Okay. So yes, advantage because you're with a family, but there's also a disadvantage. And although the hours are flexible, but sometimes it's also not good because there are no specific hours. Okay. Again, depending on the job that you have, sometimes people will call you early morning, people will call you late in the evening, because there's no specific hour. Sometimes they think that, oh, okay, you're working from home, so you're available anytime. Okay, so that's a disadvantage. Sedentary lifestyle. Yes. Unlike when you travel to work, at least you get to walk, right? You get to take the stairs. But if you're working from home and you have like 8 hours, 9 hours shift, usually 7 hours nakaupo ka lang, right, in front of your computer, and you have all your snacks, unhealthy eating habits. May chips ka dyan, meron ka coffee dyan, may tinapay ka dyan, may soft drinks ka dyan. Unhealthy. Okay, I get it. It's up to you, of course. You have to be able to control that, but it happens a lot. Okay, that's why a lot of people gained weight during the pandemic. Less human interaction. My team and I make it a point to meet at least once a week or twice a week if possible, because we need to be able to feel that we are still part of that team, because there's no human interaction. You're always in front of your computer. And even if you're messaging, you don't see them, right? You just type your messages, okay? You chat, but you don't really see them. So sometimes it's not good, okay, because you need to have human interaction. You need to feel that you belong. You need to be able to, say hi, smile at each other, need some support, etc. That's important, okay. um Another thing is difficult time and task management, especially for working moms like me. You have to balance your household chores if you don't have a maid, or even if you do, you have to balance. There are things that you see, like you're working, and then you see that, wait, kailangan ko na magpalit ng kurtina, or wait, I need to fix that, or I need to call the plumber or whatever. Okay, so difficult time to manage, okay, to manage your tasks, whether it's your work or job, or your family or your home tasks, okay? So you need to balance that. Plus, if you're not working full time, it's a home based job that is project based, or you're doing freelance, then of course it's not stable and there are less benefits. Some full time home based jobs are quite stable, but they don't really offer the same benefits as other companies where you are required to go to the office. So that's one disadvantage as well. So of course, there are always pros and cons. And again, depending on your interest, depending on your talent, depending on your skill, okay, and your time, okay, there are a lot of things that you can choose from, okay. Whether it's home based or not, it's really all up to you. And as I said, there will always be advantages and disadvantages anywhere and everywhere you go. Okay, just keep that in mind. Okay, so I hope you learned something from me. If you have any questions, let me know. You're open now to questions.
Thank you for that, Miss Janet. Ma'am, I'm waiting for the questions from the students, but I prepared a couple. Maybe they
Sure.
want to know about this. If they ever, because we're encouraging everybody to apply because it's an e-job fair for CLSU. So if they send their applications today, what will be the first things that will be considered for them to qualify for the initial interview at the very least?
Okay. Especially for Cognizant and for any BPO for that matter. Of course, we do not really require experience. That's one, because I heard somebody ask a question about experience. That's fine. We have people who are fresh grads. In fact, we're looking for fresh grads. Okay, you don't necessarily have the experience because we train you anyway. And one of the main things that we're looking for is your English communication skills. So when you send your resume, we already check, okay, your resume in terms of the way you wrote it. Grammar is very important. Spelling is
See?
very important. Okay, that's one. Now, you can expect a call from our recruiters once we receive your resume. And that's when it all starts. When you receive the call, you will either be already interviewed over the phone. And make sure when that happens, as much as possible, please speak in English. Okay, that's one major expectation. And then you will be scheduled to take a test as well. Okay, and my team also conducts mock calls. So if you can practice na kayo yung kunwari order taking or kunwari reservations, right? Practice. Imagine like customer is calling you wanting to reserve a room or book a room in a hotel or order something. How would you help that customer? Okay, and of course you have to do that in English. So things like that. So basic things would be English communication skills. Second, of course, that's both written and oral. And of course, you being prepared for an interview and a mock call anytime. Okay, that's it.
All right. Ma'am, can you tell us about opportunities for Cognizant sa mga for fresh graduates, batch 2020 po? Ano po yung mga positions na pwede nilang mapasukan or pwede nilang ma-apply?
Okay. We have several actually. We're looking for nurses. That's one. And as I said, we're looking for customer service associates as well. So it doesn't matter what course, right? It doesn't matter. If you're a customer service associate, then you will be taking care of either something that's related to insurance or something that's related to medical equipment of or life science, something that's related to what social media, okay, so things like that. And then we're also looking for well, in as far as support is concerned, kasi meron tayong tinatawag na um, operations. That's where you have your agents or your associates who take and make calls, whether it's voice or non-voice. And then we also have support. I'm part of the support team. Ayan, nag-message na sa akin si Romel. Okay. You can see the posts actually. You can go to Cognizant website, and you can also visit Jobs 180, right? For Cognizant, and then we have all the job posts there. And as I said, it doesn't matter whether you don't have any experience, that's fine. We do have a lot of different job opportunities. We're looking for customer service associates for a retail company. Okay, order taking. So you don't need an experience to do that. We're also looking for generally customer service, and we also have a few on sales as well. So there.
All
We have a
right.
lot of opportunities.
All right. So guys, if you're interested, again, please send your applications through schools.jobs180.com/CLSU. You will find Cognizant there along with the preferred partners of your school. Okay. If you want to check out Cognizant, it's www.jobs180.com/cognizantph. Okay. So thank you for that, Miss Janet. Maraming salamat po for being with us here today. Okay. Salamat po, ma'am.
Thank you too. Have a good
Thank you
day.
po. Have a good day. All
Bye.
right. Bye, ma'am. So let's proceed to our second speaker. So our speaker for our second topic is Miss from Shena Marie Filomeno, HR Talent Acquisition Associate from EBAR. So she has more than 3 years of experience doing end-to-end recruitment with EBAR Abstracting Company, which listed as a knowledge processing outsourcing company in the Philippines. So EBAR is one of the pioneers of work from home arrangement with flexible schedule, and they highly promote work-life balance. Okay, so that is Ms. Shena. So ma'am, if you're there, can you join us? Hi ma'am.
Hello.
Um, nice
Hello. Good
meeting you po
afternoon. Good
ulit.
morning.
Good morning po ulit. Ma'am, we have students here who are tuned in. Most of them are from batch 2020 from CLSU. We kasama po sa ni-request na topic nung CDESU unit nila ay yung gender equality. So can you please share, discuss it with the students po? So you have 20 minutes to do it. I will be back for Q&A. Right now po, try po natin share yung screen.
Okay, so
Yan. So, to everybody who have not
yeah,
done it
can you
yet,
see my
please comment
screen
your
right
name and
now?
yan na, ma'am, loading na yan, ma'am. Please comment your name and school. And then if you have questions all throughout the presentation, please just put it in the comment box and we will try to address them later po. Alright? So, Miss Shena, the floor is yours.
Okay, so yeah, thank you. Okay, so before I start my topic, so again, I'm Shena Filomeno. So I work at EBAR Abstracting Company. So I work for more than 3 years doing end-to-end recruitment. So from sourcing to onboarding until exit interviews, I do that. Okay? So what I will be discussing right now is the gender equality in the workplace. So it is a very broad topic that I will be discussing right now. So first, let's talk about the agenda. So our agenda for today is, of course, to differentiate or to give meaning to gender inequality. And then the next one is traditional gender stereotypes. Then next one is gender gap. Then the next one is situation in the Philippines. So what's gender equality or inequality in the Philippines? Then the Magna Carta of Women. Then three keys to lessen the gender gap. Then the motivation of men and women in terms of working or in the workplace. Okay. So the first one is let's define the gender. So it's either of the two sexes. It's male and female. So it especially when considered with references to social and cultural differences rather than the biological ones. So it is used more broadly to denote a range of identities that do not correspond to established ideas of male and female. So basically, what we will be discussing right now is limit to men and women. So the next one is equality. So it is ensuring that every individual has an equality to opportunity to make the most of their lives and talents. So it believes that no one should have poorer life chances because of the way they were born or where they come from, what they believe, or whether they have a disability. So basically, that's the yung pagkakapantay-pantay ng bawat isa sa atin in terms in a workplace. Okay? So how men and women differ in the workplace? Okay, so paano nga ba sila nagkakaiba? So way back, so during earlier times, so only men they are the one who can afford education. So sila lang yung nakakapag-aral, sila lang yung nakakapag trabaho, while women, they tend to be at their home, so taking care of their kids, so usually homemaker. Kasi nga, the opportunity is for men only. But during today, sa ngayon, sa society natin, nakikita na natin yung pagkakapantay-pantay. Kasi nga, nakikita na natin na pati yung mga babae nakakapag-work na din, nakakapag-aral, and then also yung mga trabaho ng mga lalaki is nagagawa na din ng mga babae, and then vice versa. Okay? So, for the traditional gender stereotypes, so makikita
Ma'am?
natin. So, ito
Hi,
yung
ma'am. Ma'am, sorry.
Yes?
Ma'am?
Yes?
Ma'am Shena?
Yes
Ma'am,
po.
sorry. Hindi po kayo naka-full screen, kaya po ako pumasok.
Pero naka-spool. Sige, wait lang ha. I'll check
Ma'am
it.
Shena?
Yes?
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am?
Hello?
Ma'am Shena? Can you hear
Yes
me
po.
po?
Yes, I can hear you.
Ma'am Shena?
Hello?
Hi, ma'am. Ma'am? Ma'am?
Yes po.
Can you hear me po?
Apo. Yes, I can hear you.
Ma'am, hindi po kayo naka-full screen?
Okay, sige.
Sorry,
sige.
ma'am. Nag-interrupt ako.
Okay.
Hindi po kayo naka-full screen.
Okay, sige.
Hindi po kayo naka-full screen, ma'am. Sorry, na-interrupt ko po kayo. I had to,
Okay lang.
di po mabasa
Yan.
ng viewers yung slides.
So, ayan, naka-full screen na ako. Can you see?
Pa-full screen lang ako, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
Okay lang. Pero, wait lang ha. Naka-full screen. Yan. Di pa din siya. Naka-full screen. Sorry.
Hi, ma'am. Ma'am, naka-reading view lang po siya.
Okay, wait lang. Yan. So, can you see it now? Hello? Okay. Hello? Nakikita na ba siya sa screen? Naka-full screen, ah? Okay. Sige. So, I think it's okay na.
I'm Shena. Nawala lang si Shari saglit. And, well, it's okay na sa view ko. Naka-full screen na kayo. So, I guess pwede na kayo mag-proceed. Thank you.
Okay. Sige. Okay. Sige. So, as what I have mentioned, so, yan. So, how men and women differ in the workplace. So, as I stated earlier that men and women, meron na sila somehow capability to do the work equally. So, yung mga lalaki, may mga work yung mga lalaki na nagagawa na din ng mga babae. While women, may mga work yung women na ginagawa na din ng mga lalaki. So, for this, let's go to the traditional gender stereotypes. So, ito yung common stereotypes na naririnig natin kapag kung babae ka or lalaki. So, the first one is kapag babae daw is not aggressive. Okay? So, and then, kapag babae daw is dependent. So, okay, they need someone they need someone to rely if they do something or if in terms of decision making, ayan. So, kailangan daw nila ng kasama. So, easily influenced, madali daw maimpluwensyahan yung mga babae. So, madaling maniwala. So, and then the next one is submissive. Ito, as in common siya na naririnig natin. So, emotional. So, ayan. So, more on pinapagana daw ng mga babae is yung damdamin nila. Okay? So, the next one is gentle. Mas gentle yung mga babae. And then, ito, isa din sa common is ang kapag babae is home-oriented. So home-oriented. So they are mas gusto nila na ayos or mas prepared nila is yung family nila. Then verbal. So they say kung ano yung mga nasa isip nila or yung mga gusto nilang sabihin. 'Di ba? Mas madaldal daw yung mga babae. The next one is men. So, kabaliktaran ng babae, aggressive daw yung mga lalaki. I'm not sure. Hindi ko alam kung totoo ba yan, pero sabi nila, aggressive daw yung mga lalaki. Then, independent, they can work on their own. So, hindi nila kailangan ng kahit sino if magde-decision sila or gagawin nila yung isang bagay, kaya nilang mag-isa. So, mas dominante daw yung mga lalaki. So, the next one is decisive. So, the next one is tough, mas matapang, unlike sa babae, gentle sila. So, pag lalaki, tough sila. Then, logical and analytical. So, titignan nila. More on, hindi sila verbal So, tinitignan nila to logically, analytically. So, they need to analyze everything before they give comments. And then, blunt, mas straight to the point daw yung mga lalaki. Okay? So, the next one is the gender gap. So, sabi nga ni McKinsey study, so women are less likely to be hired into entry level than men. So, sabi nila, most of the industries, most of the companies, mas gusto nilang i-hire ang mga lalaki. Maybe they think that men are more efficient in doing their job. So, di ba, kesa sa mga babae, and then dito din pumapasok yung pregnancy prejudice nila. Okay? So, sabi din, only 79 women are promoted to manager compared to every 100 men. So, kung mapapansin natin sa iba't ibang industry, sa iba't ibang company, most of the top management are composed of men. Siguro kung may iilan na mga babae, isa, dalawa, so hindi siya madami, mas dominant pa din yung mga lalaki. Okay? So, women must work harder in order to earn the same amount of money than men did. So, somehow, it is true. Somehow, may mga nakakaranas nito. Dahil kahit pareha sila ng in-exert na effort or kahit na same level sila, mas mataas pa din daw ang sahod ng mga lalaki kaysa sa babae. So, dito pumapasok syempre yung mga inequality sa workplace. So sa Pilipinas, ito yung current discrimination na meron. So first one is women still face pregnancy prejudice. So katulad na nabanggit ko kanina na ang mga industries, they prefer to work or they prefer to hire men kasi daw yung mga babae is may possibility na mabuntis. So magkakaroon din ng maternity leave, so maternity benefits which some companies na tingin nila is it's a disadvantage. Okay? So the next one is sexual harassment. So maraming cases pa din maraming cases pa din ng sexual harassment sa workplace. So kahit hindi lang siguro sa workplace pero in general marami pa din. So the gender pay gap. So katulad kanina, and then discrimination in accessing credit, benefits and opportunities. So mas marami pa rin daw work opportunities para sa mga lalaki. So kahit na ganito yung mga discrimination or may mga discrimination pa rin sa Pilipinas, sabi nila sa World Economic Forum during the Global Gender Gap na they found out that the Philippines is one among gender-neutral countries. So sa dinami-dami ng bansa, isa ang Pilipinas na tingin nila na lessen ang gender gap. So gender-neutral pa din daw tayo. Somehow, totoo, kasi marami naman na tayo, kahit lumabas ka sa labas ng bahay nyo, or kahit saan ka magpunta, may kita mo, na marami nagtatrabaho, mapababae, mapalalaki. Minsan may jeepney driver na babae, 'di ba? So, minsan merong tinatawag na pag naglilinis ng bahay, may mga lalaki na din. So, kaya siguro nasabi nila na gender-neutral countries pa din ang Pilipinas. Okay? So, siguro, kaya din nila nasabi kasi may act tayo na tinatawag na Republic Act number 9710 or mas kilala natin na the Magna Carta of Women. So, it promotes empowerment of women and pursue equal opportunities for women and men and ensure equal access to resources and to development results and outcomes. So, itong act na to, it was from Arroyo Times during ex-President Gloria Arroyo. So siguro maraming cases ng gender inequality or maraming parang discrimination when it comes to women kaya nagkaroon ng ganitong act. So what is the aim of this act? It is to refrain from discriminating against women and violating their rights. So they need to protect women against discrimination and from violation of their rights by private corporations, entities, and individuals. So lastly, it promotes and fulfill the right of women in all sphere, including their rights to substantive equality and non-discrimination. So yun yung aim ng Magna Carta of Women. So, sa Section 17, sa act na to, it's women's right to health. So, ito, promotion of breastfeeding. So, maraming ng companies or infrastructures na nire-require nila na magkaroon ng breastfeeding station. So, kahit sa workplace, sa mall. So, it is a right of women na magkaroon sila ng privacy when giving or when doing breastfeeding. Okay? And then, it is also their right to have or to be educated about health and then comprehensive health information and education. So sa Section 18, especially benefits for women. So ito, mandated siya. So I know most of the companies na merong ganitong benefits. So special leave para sa mga babae, especially if women experience gynecology or gynecological diseases. So na kailangan nila ng operation. So binibigay ito ng government na at least 6 months of leaves and then at least 2 months of gross salary doon sa women na naka-experience ng ganitong sakit or gynecological diseases. So the last one is right to decent work. So dapat since pantay, kailangan nga walang discrimination. So kung ano yung tingin nilang qualified sila or kung ano yung tingin nilang nababagay sa skills nila, so dapat karapatan nila na makapagtrabaho. Okay. So na-discuss ko na yung Magna Carta of Women, pero paano ba pag lumabag sa batas na to? So, ano yung sanction or ano yung penalties niya? So, yung sanction niya will be under administrative law and civil service or other appropriate laws. So, recommended siya ng Civil Service Commission or DILG, so Department of the Interior and Local Government. So, doon yung sanction niya. And then, yung person directly responsible for the violation as well as the head of the agency or local chief executive shall be held liable under this act. So, hindi lang yung mismong taong gumawa ng violation na yun. Kung under siya sa government, sa private company, so kahit anong entities, so pati yung head nila or yung local chief executive nila is magiging liable sa batas or sa act na yon. So if the person or if the violation is committed by a private entity or individual, so the person directly responsible for the violation shall be liable to pay damages. So kailangan niyang magbayad. Okay, so that's the penalty if ever na may lumabag sa Magna Carta of Women. Okay? So ito naman, so how to create gender equality in the workplace? So paano nga ba natin malelesen yung gender gap? Paano nga ba natin mapagpapantay-pantay yung equality or yung karapatan ng babae at lalaki? So the first one daw is organizational changes. So kanina nabanggit ko or observation natin na mostly of the top management or leaders natin is lalaki. So dapat daw to be successful in the business, dapat daw is mag-hire tayo or magkaroon tayo ng promotional na promotional activities or na aangat sa mga babae na kailangan pantay-pantay. Baka meron mas mga ideas, fresh ideas mula sa mga babae. Hindi lang yung bosses ng mga lalaki or hindi lang leadership ng mga lalaki yung magkakaroon sa isang company. Okay? So, dapat daw i-promote natin na iikot natin or bigyan natin ng chance yung mga babae na maging leaders or maging decision makers. So, the next one is cultural changes. So ito, as per my experience, so mostly na mga na-hire namin or applicants na nakakausap ko and then ang mga colleagues ko, they think or they ask questions about the culture of the company. So pansin namin na very important na sa kanila. Yung kung ano ba, malaman nila kung paano yung drive or yung culture ng isang kumpanya or isang samahan. So, it is very important to them na magkaroon ng sense of belongingness and then acceptance. So, sobrang importante yun sa kanila. Kung safe ba sila sa workplace, so hindi lang babae, pati lalaki, kahit anong race, kahit anong gender, kahit anong religion mo, as long as they feel comfortable, as long as they feel accepted, malilesen daw natin or magiging equal daw ang pagtingin natin sa isang company. So the next one is political changes. So marami na or most of some countries, ang leaders nila is mga babae na. So dapat daw i-break na natin yung stigma na kailangan kapag leaders or kapag mamumuno sa isang company or sa isang organization na lalaki lang. So dapat pati babae mabigyan ng chance. Okay, so marami na tayo narinig na stories na sa ibang bansa na ang leaders nila is babae and then it makes them successful. And then also in our sa amin, sa EBAR Abstracting Company, our country head is a woman, so babae yung leader namin, babae yung president namin. And then somehow which makes us a successful company. Okay, so that's the three. The first one is organizational changes, cultural changes, and political changes. So sa motivation of men and women, so yan, ano ba yung nakakapag-motivate? So hindi kasi tayo pare-parehas ng mga yung parang reinforcement natin para to do more or to work harder. Iba-iba kasi tayo. So sabi dito na the gender divide, so the what motivates employees. So sa mga babae, let's go to the women. So sa kanila daw, it is very important to have balance in their life. So dapat balanse. So balanse yung trabaho, balanse yung pamilya. So dapat lahat balance. So the next one is they need to feel respected. So dapat I do my job, you need to respect me. I need to feel comfortable, you need to accept what I say. So ganun daw yung importante sa kanila. So, importante din sa kanila na may say sila sa mga sa decisions or sa bagay or yung mga kailangan pagtuunan ng pansin. And then, ito the common is they rely on their intuition. So, sa kutob nila. So, very important yon sa kanila. It makes them motivated. So, listening. So, very important din daw sa mga babae is yung nakikinig sa mga iba't ibang kwento. So, hindi lang isa yung side yung naririnig nila. So, somehow, sa lahat ng involved. So, it makes them motivated. Then, the next one is empathy. So, it is important for them as their resources. Okay? So, sa while men, ano ba yung nakakapag-motivate sa mga lalaki? So, it is important for men to be successful or to succeed on what they do. So, kung meron man silang sa goals nila or may mga ginagawa sila, so, kailangan maging successful sila doon. So, new initiative. So, it excites them kapag nakakapagbigay sila ng mga ideas or may mga naiisip silang ideas na makakatulong doon sa ginagawa nila. So, the next one is deadlines. So, very important din doon sa mga lalaki yung deadlines na ma-reach yon for them to say na naging successful yung project nila. So, they must know the truth also. So, kailangan malaman nila, hindi na kailangan na pasakali pa or anything. So, basta malaman nila kung ano yung totoo. So, the next one is, and then lastly is the goal. So, dapat maharating nila yung goals nila, masunod nila kung ano yung gusto nilang gawin, and they achieve it with flying colors. So, sabi nga nila, so dapat successful sila dun sa goal nila. Okay, so the next one is, this is the hierarchy na nakakapag-motivate daw sa mga lalaki at babae. So as you can see on your screen, the first one na nakakapag-motivate sa kanila, sa lalaki, is yung promotion. So kailangan daw, parang if they are up for the promotion or may given opportunity sa kanila to excel, so that's what that makes them motivated na gawin yung trabaho nila. While women, so work condition. So then pumapasok nga kung they feel comfortable, they feel accepted. So kung kahit syempre sa work di naman nawawala yung pressure, pero at least na may enjoy nila yung workplace nila, okay yung mga kasama nila. So that's what makes them motivated. So yun yung number one nila. So, dyan na pumapangalawa yung sa mga lalaki is yung wages, yung sweldo, power, family, job security, kung meaningful ba yung job nila, relationship, and then lastly nila is yung work condition. So, while women, so dyan, pumapasok na nakakapag-motivate din daw sa kanila is yung family life. If they can manage or they can balance their work and then their families. So, when we say parang, parang hindi siya toxic. So, parang nagkakaroon pa rin siya ng time sa family niya. Then, syempre, promotion, meaningful job, wage. So, kung papansinin mo, medyo mababa sa hierarchy yung sweldo. And then yung power. So, hindi daw ganun ka napipil ng mga babae na magiging motivated sila. Okay? So, dito, pumapasok naman yung kung ano-ano pa yung nakakapag-motivate sa kanila. So, sabi sa mga babae, they work more toward their emotions. So, kailangan mong itap or parang itap yung emotions nila para ma-feel nila na they did a good job. So, kahit yung simpleng pagsasabi ng ang galing mo, na ang ganda ng ginawa mo, you did a great job, it will mean a lot to them. Napaka-importante nun sa kanila. Then remember, kahit nga yung simpleng pag-remember or pagtanda mo or pagbati sa kanila ng birthday nila, kung alam mo yung birthday nila, and then or recognizing her achievements, these are great motivators. So more on the emotional side sila. So kahit nga daw simpleng bigyan mo lang sila ng fruit basket, ng card, sobra daw ma-appreciate na ng mga babae. While men, so sa kanila, more on, they let their work speak for itself. So, magugustuhan ako na appreciate mo mismo yung product nung ginawa nila. So, they like to be the best, sabi nila, and competitions can often play at their male ego and motivate them to work harder. So, yan. So, competition, parang tumataas yung drive nila to work more kapag may competition. And then also, they are more into titles. So, let's say, siguro promotion, kung tulad nabanggit kanina, kung may promotion, or kung may advancement when it comes to their work. So, very important yun sa kanila. So, it makes them work harder. Okay? So, I know na medyo malayo pa na masasabi natin na equal na yung mafe-feel natin sa workplace. Kasi somehow, meron pa din mga tao na they feel less or they nakikita nila na mas less pa din yung mga babae kaysa sa mga lalaki. So, I think if we need to achieve a gender equality in a workplace, it should start within us. So, sa atin pa lang mag-start na. So, dapat pantay-pantay yung tingin natin sa bawat isa. Kung may katrabaho tayo, iba religion, iba yung race. So, walang magiging problema. So, malilesen natin yung gender gap. Okay? So, that's all for my topic. But first, kunin ko lang yung time na to discuss about our company. So, yan. So, EBAR Abstracting Company, we are a KPO company. Knowledge process outsourcing. So, usually, ang mga hinahire namin is subject matter experts. So, kung meron dyan ng mga nanonood na mga graduate ng biology, chemistry, zoology, forestry. So, ito yung company na hinahanap nyo para makapag-work. So, what we offer is usually full-time positions. So, we have a lot of full-time positions, excerptor, abstractor, content writer, and editor, pharmacist, legal, etc. So, marami yan. Pwede kayo mag-apply. So, we are also open freelancers and part-time positions like essay writer, data labeler, etc. So, if ever that you have BIR official receipts, so that's good. So, that's an advantage if you want to apply with us. So, syempre, open din kami sa mga fresh graduates. So, walang problema kung fresh graduates kayo, you can apply to us. So, what's the good thing about us is we are hiring across Philippines. So, kahit kung nasan ka man sa Pilipinas, we can hire you. You can work with us. Kasi we have 3 offices. We have in Makati, Cebu, and in Legazpi, Albay. So, working with EACI promotes work-life balance by work-from-home opportunity with flexible schedule. So, we are the pioneer, one of the pioneers of work-from-home. So, since 1990s pa lang, naka-work-from-home na kami. Okay? So, kung gusto mo na mag-work sa bahay, ayaw mong mag-deal sa traffic, so you want to spend time with your family to travel while working, while earning, you can work with EACI. Okay? So if ever that you want to apply, or if ever you have questions pa about the company, so you can reach us at our Facebook page. We are EBAR Abstracting Company in Careers. So we have also Jobs 180. I highly promote everyone na mag-sign up or mag-apply through Jobs 180. So our page is jobs180.com/EACI careers. So if you can directly email us at hr-manila@inadata.com, and then our office is located in Makati City. So if ever that everything goes well, you can apply personally to us. Okay? So thank you very much. Thank you very much. So if ever we have questions, okay, I am open na for questions.
Thank you for that, Miss Shena. So, pasensya na po kanina na wala po ako.
Okay
Ma'am,
lang.
I know from the very beginning you mentioned that in this discussion na natapos na po kanina, you will
Mhm.
only be focusing on men and women po sa
Yes.
gender. Ma'am, syempre we don't want to let the LGBTQ community feel left out po dun sa conversation.
Yes.
So we want to ask you, ma'am, in your company po, paano po natin na-maintain or paano po natin napapanatili yung equality across genders, especially including yung ating LGBTQ members of the LGBTQ community?
Okay, so with us naman, we are not very particular with the gender. Siyempre, hindi naman magandang tignan na we hire kung men and women. Siyempre, di ba? So, there's a lot of people or employees in our company na under LGBT Q. So, we do not limit na mabigyan ng opportunity yung lahat ng tao, and then we are more on the skills kasi, so we don't mind if kung under ka ng LGBTQ or men or women, as long as you can do the work, you are knowledgeable with the work, you can work with us.
Alright. So, salamat po doon, ma'am. I'm sure if there are, for the students who are watching us, so in EBAR, so you are welcome. You are encouraged to apply and show off your skills, show off your potentials, whatever the
Yes.
gender may be. Ayan. Okay. Ma'am, if they want to apply today, like, we're encouraging them to join po and apply to EBAR po. Ngayon na araw po. Ano po yung mga recruitment steps po natin? So, ano po bang mauuna? May exam po ba? Mayroon po bang first interview? So, paano po yun? Para po alam nila yung process.
Okay, so with us, as I have mentioned earlier, you can apply to Jobs 180 site. So very active kami sa Jobs 180, and emails, you can send directly your emails to us, and then we can process that if ever that they want to apply today. So mas-screen na namin siya, and then the next step will be, we will be sending emails for the exam, since as I have mentioned, we are hiring subject matter experts. So may mga exam, different position, may mga exam siya. So papa-examine namin siya, and then if they pass the exam, so that's the time that we will tap them for the interview. Okay?
Alright.
So yun yung steps, initial steps to apply.
Mabilis lang pala, guys. Kasi ma'am, this is majority, batch 2020, and they are coming from different industries. So nakita ko po, meron from education, meron from the sciences, meron as far fisheries, agriculture, meron ganun yung specialty nila. So tama-tama, saktong-sakto for EBAR. Okay?
Yes.
For EBAR, sorry. So if you're interested, thank you again, Ms. Shena. If you want to check their vacancies, it's jobs180.com/EICI careers, or you can go to jobs180.com/CLSU, and you will find EBAR along with the other preferred partners of your school. So, kasama po si EBAR dun sa industry partners nung CLSU dun sa site nila for the e-job fair. Okay? So, thank you for that, Ms. Shena. Maraming salamat
Thank you,
po for
sir.
reaching
Thank
us.
you.
Thank you, ma'am. Alright. That's it. We're officially done with our 3 topics. And may nag-text sa akin. Tinext ako ni Miss Bernadette. Sabi niya, guys, if you are still watching, required po ang paggawa ng resume link. Kasama po yan sa clearance ninyo. So please, if yung mga friends nyo, natapos na sila, hindi na sila nanonood, paki-remind sila na kasama po ito sa clearance. Okay? So before we officially end this session, may we please invite Miss Bernadette Binayog. So she's the head for CDS, to to give her closing remarks and further announcement to the students. Hi, ma'am!
Hello po, good morning po,
Ma'am, binanggit ko na po yung reminder nyo.
Gora.
Alright, ma'am. Please,
Problem.
give your closing message to them.
Okay, good morning again mga graduates, mga graduating students. Again, I want to thank you in behalf of CLSU officials and admins and the OSA staff and family. I would like to congratulate you in advance sa graduation nyo. Baka next week na, di ba? God willing, purihin ng Panginoon sa inyong ginagawa, sa inyong hard work. Okay, and of course, I would like to acknowledge also yung ating partnership sa Jobs 180. Kung hindi dahil sa kanila ay wala tayong ganitong webinar. So, Sir Kim, Sir Robert, Ma'am Shari, and the tech team, thank you po so much. And for our partner agencies and sa mga speakers po natin, excuse me, kay Ma'am Janet of Cognizant and kay Ma'am Shena. Ma'am, thank you. Salamat po sa lahat kay Sir Robert. And ngayon po sa mga announcements natin, mga following, mga graduates natin, graduating students, okay? Sa mga certificates ninyo, after an hour, we will post the evaluation. So, wala kayong certificate kung wala ding evaluation. So you have to sign doon sa sign up doon sa ating evaluation. Merong quiz doon. So dapat ay excuse me, nanood kayo. Ay nako, sorry po. And then certificate will be issued. Excuse me. Dali lang Biglang nawala yung boses. Okay? Certificate will be issued after 3 to 5 days. And then, ang e-job fair po natin ay tuloy-tuloy. Hindi lamang today, kundi hanggang sa everyday ito as long as you register first in jobs180.com. And you can go also to schools.jobs180.com/CLSU. Okay, para doon ay makapagpasa kayo ng inyong resume. And katulad nga nung sinabi natin kanina, na this is one of your requirements. Okay, na you register first dun sa jobs180.com or punta kayo dun sa schools.jobs180.com/CLSU para tuloy-tuloy. And last but not the least, before kayo graduate, syempre, ay etong si Desu ay ikatuwang ninyo, nasa likod ninyo. So kung ano man yung mga kailangan ninyo sa jobs ninyo, sa lahat ng mga, ano man yung mga gagamitin ninyo na maitutulong namin, punta lamang kayo sa Desu, sa OSA FB page. And sabi nga natin, huwag kayong makakalimot sa inyong pinanggalingan. So, update nyo palagi ang OSA FB page, ang Desu, para sa inyong mga employment status. Okay? And this is the start of your new beginning sa job interview o sa job career ninyo. So, the Lord bless you. Just always give your best sa lahat. Good morning. Thank you po. Thank you, Jobs
Thank you, Ms.
180.
Bernadette, for that warm message. Salamat din po. Alright. So, thank you, people, for tuning in. Thank you, guys, for joining us this morning. Please watch out for the next set of webinars that we are hosting for DIMSU, RTU. We have TESDA Women's Center, Centro Escolar University. We have Adamson University, Mariners Naga. So please check our Facebook page for the topics that will be discussed. And you're free to join. You're welcome to join us in those sessions. So see you and have a great day. Stay safe. So bye, guys. Thank you.